These are problems on work power energy. Problem 1. Two ends of a uniform garland of mass m and length L are hanging vertically as shown. This is the garland shown. At instant t, the end z is released. This end z is released. If y is the distance moved by this end in time dt, so it's going to go down and make a straight down here. In time dt, change in momentum of an element of length dy is what is expected. These are the four answers. Understand the physics of it. What's going to happen is this is going to come down, and we are interested in the change in momentum of an element of length dy corresponding to this. These are the four answers given. Let's see now. You can redraw the picture like this, x, z, and let O be the midpoint of x and z. So as soon as I release the point z, it's going to travel this distance. Let xo be oz equal to L by 2, half the length. When z goes down by y, then the velocity of bend is going to be v equal to under root 2g y by 2. The reason being u is 0, my acceleration is g, s is y by 2. And v square equal to u square plus 2as formula is what is being used, because the bend falls through the distance of y by 2. Then p is nothing but mv. My initial momentum is 0, final momentum is capital M into v, but capital M is given by small m by L. M is the mass and L is the total length, so m by L is the mass per unit length into delta y into dy, that is falling. This must be the total length into v, the velocity, and I'm using negative sign because it is falling, going in the negative y direction. So this is equal to minus m by L dy, and v is nothing but gy raised to half downward. So if this minus is changed, then I can say m by L gy raised to half dy upward. So the answer is going to be D for you. Check the answer for D and you will get it there. D. M by L dy gy raised to half. That is problem number 1. Now let's go to problem number 2. A mass m starting from A reaches B of a frictionless track. It starts from A and reaches B. Notice this is the journey of the mass along the so-called loop-the-loop environment. On reaching A, it pushes the track with a force equal to x times its own weight. That's what is being given. Then applicable relation between h is the total height, r and x is going to be what is the question. Applicable relation between x, r and x is what is being asked. If you remember the diagram correctly, now kinetic energy of the block B is potential energy at A minus potential energy at B. This is because it is reaching down and then it's coming up. So half mv square equal to mgh minus mg into 2r, because r is the radius of the circle, it's at the top of the circle. So half mv square equal to mg into h minus 2r. That is v square is equal to mm cancelling, v square equal to 2g, h minus 2r is one relation I get. Also mv square by r minus mg equal to x into mg, because this is what is happening to the loop. Notice that r is the radius of curvature, so mv square by r minus mg. At that point mg will fall down, so must be x into mg. That gives me that v square equal to x plus 1 mg, x plus 1 mg by transposing it on the other side. Equating 1 or 2, I observe that 2gh minus 2r equal to x plus 1 gr. So 2gh is equal to x plus 1 gr plus 4 gr, that is x plus 5 gr. So height is going to be x plus 5 by 2 into r. That is the answer A to be seen. To get the answer A. X plus 5 by 2r is what is the thing. Notice that the force equals to x times its own weight. That is that x comes into the picture there. Now let's go to the problem 3. An aeroplane is flying with a velocity up. is flying with the velocity up, moving in the rightward direction. The plane takes in volume v aware of mass mu per second to burn mass m of fuel every second. The exhaust related to the plane has a speed of ug, British horsepower, bhp of engine of the aeroplane is. He wants us to find out the bhp of engine of the aeroplane. Now these are the four answers given here, and you must figure out that what we need to do. This is ur and this is ug is what you should keep in mind. We go to the answer. Resultant force is going to be forward thrust minus the backward thrust, and forward thrust is going to be ue into mu plus m, and backward thrust is up into mu. So the resultant thrust F is mu plus m minus up mu. They are opposite to each other because this is the formula we have used. Power is F into V, so ue into mu plus m minus up into mu into V, and V is given to be capital Vp up, so ue into mu plus m minus up mu. This is just explained, divided by 746 up. This British horsepower is what is that 746 is coming clear to the picture, and that is going to be ue into up mu plus m minus up square mu or 746. We need a bhp of this value, and let us look at the answer. Cue up mu plus m minus up square mu divided by 746. That is the appropriate answer to be considered here. Then we go to the next question. I have a a 20-gram bullet passes through a plate of mass 1 kilogram, this one, and finally comes out to rest inside another plate of mass 2980 grams. This is a typical ballistic problem. It takes the plate, it makes the plates move from the rest to same velocity, to some velocity. The percentage loss in velocity of bullet between the plate is what is required. Notice that the bullet is passing through this, and it is here. He wants us to find out the percentage loss in velocity. So initial velocity minus final velocity divided by initial velocity into 100 is what is required. And if you consider the figure correctly, using conservation of momentum, 0.02 u equal to 0.02 v, that is mass, plus 1 into v, that is the mass of the plate, v1. v1 is the velocity of the plate of 1 kg, and 0.02 v into 2.98 plus 0.02 v1, where this is the mass of the second one. Since the mass of 3 kg also has the same velocity, that is v1, I am getting v1 equal to 0.02 v by 3, 0.02 v by 3. And notice that 0.02 equal to 0.02 plus 0.02 v by 3. Substituting back, our u equal to 4/3 v, or v equal to 3/4 of u, changing. Therefore, percentage loss in velocity is v minus u divided by u into 100. That is v minus 3/4 v by 4 into 100. That is quarter of v, that is 25%. The answer is D for you. D is the answer. Let's go to problem number 5. A particle of mass 1 kg has a potential energy Pe equal to 3x plus 4y. At t equal to 0, the particle is at rest at 6,4, coordinate point 6,4. Work done by external force to displace the particle from rest to the point of crossing the x-axis is what is asked. Understand the xy coordinate, and these are the four answers. A mass of 1 kg, potential energy Pe of 3x plus 4y, not printed here, 3x plus 4y at t equal to 0. The particle is at rest at 6,4. Work done by external force to displace the particle from rest to the point of crossing the x-axis. When it crosses the x-axis, realize that y is 0, so that is what gives me the condition. Particle initially at rest at 6,4, that is x is equal to 6 plus half ax t square and y equal to 4 plus half ay t square. Acceleration a bar is a combination of now acceleration a bar is a bar over m, that is minus 3i plus 4j, that is given to us, and fx equal to minus d dx of de, and fy is minus d dy of pe. So I get a equal to 3 square plus 4 square raised to half, that is 5 meters per second square. This is the acceleration. Substituting in 1, I get x equal to 6 minus 3 by 2 t square and y equal to 4 minus 2t square. Now y is equal to 0 when particle crosses x-axis. That is the condition I have been given. Notice that t will be equal to, substituting y equal to 0 here, I get 2t square equal to 4, or t square equal to root 2, or t equal to root 2 second. So the displacement s is half at square equal to half. We have already calculated 5 into 2, that is 5 meters. Thus work done is F into S, that is 5 into 5, 25 joule. This is the answer. Let us check for the answer A. A is 25 joules is the answer. Problem number 6. Interaction between atoms of a diatomic molecule is described by the relation potential energy X is alpha by X12 minus beta by X6, where PE is potential energy. If the two atoms enjoy stable equilibrium, the distance between them would be what is being asked. So when stable equilibrium is existing, we are going to say when PE is minimum if equilibrium is stable. So ddx of PE is of x is 0, ddx of this quantity is going to be 0. So I need to differentiate. I get minus 12 alpha over x13 plus 6 beta over x7 equal to 0. Taking 6 over x13 outside, I get minus 2 alpha plus bx6 is equal to 0. That is, the bracket is 0, therefore 2 alpha is equal to beta x6. So x is going to be 2 alpha by beta raised to 1 by 6. The answer is B. Let us check the answer. 2 alpha by beta raised to 1 by 6. Let's go to problem number 7. A light rod of length L can revolve in a vertical circle around the point O. Notice that here's a rod and it's going to move like this. The rod carries two equal masses of mass m each, such that one mass is connected at the end of the rod like this here, and the second is fixed in the middle of the rod. U is a velocity imparted to the end P to deflect the rod to a horizontal position. So we are deflecting in such a way that F is such that the rod becomes horizontal. Again, mass m in the middle of the rod is removed and mass at NP is doubled. Now V is the velocity imparted to the NP to deflect it to the same horizontal position. Then I want you to calculate V by U. What is the V by U value? And that is what is expected. These are the 4 answers given. From common sense, it's very clear that it has to be more than 1. Using conservation of energy, in the first case, I write half mu square plus half mu by 2 square equal to mgl plus mgl by 2. This is kinetic energy, potential energy. So U is going to be from this formula straight away 12 by 5 gl raised to half. This is the initial velocity. In case 2, I find that half 2 v square equal to 2 mgl. By the same this one, I get v equal to 2 gl over 2 gl raised to half. Now I am interested in U by V, so 12 by 5 gl raised to half and 2 gl raised to half. things cancel, giving you 6 by 5 raised to half. But notice that I need not V by U, but V by U. Not U by V, but V by U, which is 5 by 6 half. So the answer is going to be D, that is 5 by 6 raised to half in this case. Let's check D. 5 by 6 raised to half. It has to be less than what it was earlier. Let's go to problem number 8. A coconut of mass m falls from the tree through a vertical distance of s and could reach ground with a velocity of v meter per second due to air resistance. Work done by air resistance is to be found out. We want work done by air resistance, so work done is change in kinetic energy we have done in the formula. So Wg plus Wa is equal to half mv square. Now Wg is mgs and Wa is work done by air resistance. So Wa equal to minus mgs plus half mv square, and that is minus m by 2 v square plus 2gs, and that is m by 2 2gs minus v square minus 2gs minus v square. That is going to be the answer A. Okay, this is problem number 9. A pipe of uniform cross-sectional area A has a right-angled bend as shown here. Impure water of density delta flows through the horizontal portion of the pipe. The distance covered by water per second at the bend to keep the pipe in equilibrium against an applied force F at the bend is how much? See, what we need is the distance covered by water per second at the bend to keep the pipe in equilibrium against an applied force F at the bend is what is required. So, looking at the problem, force into time is the change in momentum. Force into time, Ft is equal to delta mv or m into delta v. Water is coming from here to here. Notice that Fx, that F into delta t is equal to delta m v root 2. Why root 2 is this is v here, this is also v, so at this point of time it's going to be v root 2, it will be more. So F will be delta m by delta t v root 2. That is v root 2. Now I am substituting for delta m because delta m is nothing but rho a delta L. A is the area of cross section, delta L is the length. So rho a comes out and delta L by delta t is what I get. Or F will be equal to v root 2 rho a into v, where v is delta L by delta t. That gives me v square root 2 rho a, where v is the velocity at the bend. So v is nothing but F over root 2 rho a raised to half. Notice that my answer is A here. Answer is F over root 2 rho a raised to half. F over root 2 rho a raised to half. Answer is D. Answer D, not A. Answer is D. Have it D here. F over root 2 delta A raised to half. Okay. Problem number 10. N similar slabs of cubical shape of edge B are lying on the ground, one on top of the other. Edge is B, it's a cube. Cubical shape of edge B are lying on the ground. Density of material of slab is delta. Work done to arrange them one over the other is. I want N things to be one. So I start with 1, put the second, third, fourth, and like that, and we are putting N number of them. And we need to figure out what happens. The center of gravity of the first slab is going to be B by 2, because B is the height. Weight of each slab is volume into density into G, that is volume is going to be B cube, density is rho, and G is the gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. So CG of the column of the slab is going to be total height of N slabs divided by 2. So it's going to be N into B divided by 2. This is obvious. Height of displacement of force is NB by 2 minus B by 2, because one slab is already there, that's why I need to take out. So work done is N into B cube rho, that is the weight of each slab, is this N minus 1 into B by 2. Work done is N into B cube rho G into N minus 1 B by 2. This is my total height. So I get half N square minus NB raised to 4 rho G, and that is going to be the answer C. Half into N square minus NB raised to 4 rho G. Half N square minus NB square into 4 rho G. That's C. Problem 11. A floor wiper makes an angle 90 minus theta with the horizontal floor. Mu S and mu K are coefficient of static and kinetic frictions between the wiper and the floor. The wiper cannot be used to wipe the floor for theta less than theta C, even if a large force directed along the handle aiming towards the center is applied. Now he wants us to find out angle theta 0. What is the angle theta 0? We need to find out. Notice, get the problem, understand the problem. I've got a wiper and it is at the corner here. Okay, it is making an angle 90 minus theta, so this has to be angle theta. I need to know what is the angle theta. Even if a large force directed towards the handle aiming towards the center is applied, angle theta is to be found out. Notice that mg plus f cos theta equal to r, that is a normal reaction. M is the mass of the wiper, F is applied force towards the center, and R is a normal reaction of ground upwards. If motion is allowed on the floor, then F sin theta minus mu n is greater or equal to 0. That is F sin theta minus mu. I am going to substitute for my normal reaction. That is R. R is same thing as N here. And mg plus cos theta, mu mg plus cos theta greater or equal to 0. And then this is possible. F sin theta minus mu cos theta greater or equal to mu mg by f. Then this will be equal here. So F sin theta equal greater or equal mu mg plus cos theta. And taking it on the other side, I'll get the solution. So tan theta equal to mu, and in the limiting case, tan theta 0 is equal to mu s. Therefore, theta 0 is going to be tan inverse mu s. Answer is B here. Answer is B. Let me check. Tan inverse mu s is the answer. Go to problem 12. A particle of mass m rests on a straight groove along which it is constrained to move. Let us look at the figure, it will be easier. Notice that I have this particle is constrained to move in this thing only and not beyond. It cannot go this way, only lateral movement is allowed. This is L, and we will figure out what is needed. A perfectly elastic rubber band of natural length L and uniform area of cross section is attached with the particle. The other end of the hand is suspended from a rigid support. A force K square minus L square raised to half is required to stretch the band to a length L dash. The particle is moved to a distance S, where S is far less than L. Notice I am moving by a small distance and then release. Taking K to be mg by S and mu as the coefficient of friction between the particle and the groove, the velocity of the particle when passing through the initial position is what is asked. This is the environment, and we are going to let the particle be at a distance x at any length at any instant, and T be the tension in the string. X at any distance, and this is x, and T be the tension in the string. Then T must be equal to K L dash square minus L square raised to half, that is K into x, that is given to me. Net force tending to make the particle move further through dx is given by W given by work done is kx square by 2 minus mu mg minus kx dx, that is half mv square must be equal to the integral of kx square minus 2 kx square by 2 divided minus mu mg minus kx dx. This is the one. So this integrates out to mg by 3l, 3 minus 3 by 2 mu l, or v will be equal to, transposing you get gs by 3l, 2s minus 3 mu l raised to half, and then the answer will be A.